Hey everybody, it's Chris here, and if you were watching last night on YouTube, Kidz Klub Family Live, you'll have remembered that we had a few technical problems, didn't we? And it didn't go exactly to plan. We still had fun, we played games, and we read out some of your messages, and it was a good time. Me and Emily, had some fun, didn't we? And I got really wet. I'm still a little bit wet now, can you believe it? So maybe watch that before you watch this video and it might make some more sense. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, but watch that video and then come back and watch this, because this video is basically all the videos that we couldn't show yesterday because our computer died. So we've got your sheets, we've got the teaching video, and we've got our winners video with the crazy wrestler as well. So make sure you stick around to watch those videos. We're going to start off with your sheets. Okay, so around here somewhere, I think you should see your sheets, and they will appear up here. And these sheets are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sending in your incredible sheets. They are beautiful and we love receiving them. And you'll also see some pictures of there with people holding different objects, because last week we asked you to send in a picture of something that bounces, because it was basketball week last week. So up here, you'll probably see some pictures of basketballs or balls or bouncy balls or all sorts of lovely things. There's even sweets, and there's empty bottles and all sorts of things. Lots of things bounce. Can you find any other things that bounce this week? Have a look around your house or even your street and see if there's anything that you can see that bounces for basketball day. But that's what these guys have done, and they entered our competition, and they've also sent in their sheets, and those sheets are stunning, aren't they? They're brilliant. There's lots of hard work gone into them, and I think they are amazing. So these sheets have all been sent in by you guys. See if you can find yours. Have a good look through them all and just appreciate how good they are. They're amazing, aren't they? And if you've got your sheet this week, you can colour it in and you can send it in to the phone number which we normally have on the screen. I haven't got it right now because our computer's still broken, but I'll drop it down in the description. You can send your sheets to this phone number that's in the description, and we'd love to see them. We'll enter you into competitions, and it's brilliant. So well done to all these guys, and yeah, fantastic. Keep sending your sheets in. We're going to go now, and we're going to see what the crazy wrestler has been up to. So, crazy wrestler, over to you! Oh, it's cold, and it's wet, and it's horrible, and the crazy wrestler has grabbed me, and he's dragged me outside, and he's dragged me to this street to give away prizes. Crazy wrestler, you are crazy, bringing me out in this cold and rain and wet, but I've got prizes. And crazy wrestler, do you know where you're going? He's taking me backwards. This way, apparently. Come on, let's go. Oh, is this your street? Maybe it's your street. Now, these guys sent us a picture, I believe, of something that bounces. A basketball day. Is that right, crazy wrestler? Yeah. Okay. Oh. So, yeah. Crazy wrestler. Keep grabbing me. At his house. Hello, it's Kidz Klub. I'm the crazy wrestler. No, I'm not. He is. He is. Keep grabbing me. Now, what are your names? Angelina and Natalia. Now, did you send in something that bounced? Yeah. Or what have you got that bounces?
It's a basketball.
A basket? Do you play basketball?
Yeah.
You do? We've got some basketball champions, and they're the winners this week. We've got some dolls here for you girls. You've got one each. Do you want to hold them up so that all of YouTube can see that you've won? Look, the crazy wrestler is waving to you. Look at that. He's giving you a wave. Yeah. All right, going to give YouTube a wave, and we'll say goodbye. Well done, girls. Bye. Oh, it's still cold. Crazy wrestler. I don't want to be out here. What? We've got more prizes to give out. I know I've got these dolls to give away, but it's so cold. Where are you taking me now? This house down here. Okay, this house is our next winners. Now these guys sent in their sheet this week. Crazy wrestler, get out of the way. They sent in their sheet this week. So these are some dolls. Okay, we'll put them down here. And we're gonna look. And we'll see who's in. Are they going to be in, Crazy Wrestler? I hope so. Hello! It's Kidz Klub. Hello! What's your name? Adiam. This is Adiam. Crazy Wrestler, you were right. They do live here. And Adiam has won this week's best sheet. And is this your sister? What's your sister called?
Asima.
Asima. So these are for you, sir. Asima, that's your doll. This one here. That one's Asima's. And that was yours, Adrian. Well done. Do you want to say hello to YouTube?
Hi.
Hello. Do you want to say hello to the crazy wrestler? Hello. Hello. He's always got me. We're going to say goodbye to YouTube. So give him a wave.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well done, girls. Oh, fantastic. Well done to our winners from last week. You won some brilliant prizes, some dolls, I think there, wasn't there? Lots of dolls given away this week. If you want to be included in our next competition, all you need to do is send your sheets to the number that's in the description, like I said before. And or you can also send in our competition entries as well. This week we had to build a tower as tall as you could get it out of anything you want. You can build just a massive tower, but it had to be unsupported, all right? So you can't hold it. You have to be able to leave it and it still stay in its place, all right? So see how high you can build a tower. Take a picture of it, send it to the same number, and we will enter that into our competition as well. Okay, now it's time to see what our teaching is for this week. So I'm going to head over and show you our teaching video. See you on the other side.
So last week we read all about this guy called Saul, who had a brand new start with God. He went from being a bully to loving God. Saul was so excited about knowing God in his heart that he wanted to tell everyone. So he and his friend Silas travelled all around to tell people about God and what Jesus had done for them. And kids, everywhere they went, people decided to live for God. It was brilliant. But you know, Paul and Silas didn't always have it easy. You see, lots of people liked Paul and Silas, but there were some people who didn't like them at all. They didn't like the fact that everyone was deciding to live for God, and they didn't like the things that Paul and Silas were doing. Then one day, some people got so mad that they beat up Paul and Silas and threw them both in prison. They were locked up in a little room by a guard, and their feet were put in big heavy locks too, just to make sure that there was no way that they would ever escape. The guards stood at the door and watched them all the time. Things had turned out really badly for Paul and Silas. But even though things had got tough for them, Paul and Silas knew that God loved them and that he was always with them. So they spent the whole time praying and singing songs about God. They were so loud that the guard and everyone else in the prison could hear them. And God was with Paul and Silas. That night, God sent a huge earthquake. It was so powerful that the whole building shook. The doors of the prison flew open and all of the heavy locks around the prisoners' feet fell off. The guard was terrified. He thought that everyone had escaped and he was going to get into big trouble. He could lose his job, or worse, he could even be killed because all the prisoners had escaped. Paul and Silas could have run off and escaped, but instead they found the guard. "What are you so worried about?" said Paul and Silas. "We're all still here." Kids, the guard was amazed, and that night the guard decided to live for God as well. Then the guard helped Paul and Silas. He fed them, he looked after them. It was so amazing. A few hours ago, Paul and Silas had been in a very bad way, but now that same guard who had locked them up was looking after them, and he had decided to live for God as well. The next day, Paul and Silas were let out of the prison, and they went away thanking God for all that he had done for them. They loved God in the good times, and they loved God in the bad times too. Even when they could have run away out of the prison, they did the right thing by staying with the guard. They were strong and did what was right, not wrong.
Wow, what very good teaching that was. Quite challenging though, isn't it? We have to think, would we be able to do that? Would we be able to be strong and do what's right and not what's wrong? It's really difficult sometimes, but do you know what? With God's help, we can do that. We can be strong. We can do what's right and not do what's wrong. But sometimes it does need God's help, and we need to pray and ask God to help us. So that's what I'm going to do now. Dear God, thank you that you love us so much and you want us to have the best life possible. And you know that to do that, we need to be strong. We need to do what's right and not what's wrong. So God, forgive us when we mess up and we do our own thing and we do the wrong thing. Thank you that you do forgive us and help us to be strong, and in the future help us to do what's right and not what's wrong. And thank you, God, that you help us. Help us to turn to you and to ask you so that we can be strong and do what's right and not what's wrong. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. I'm sorry we couldn't show you it live yesterday, but hopefully you've seen all the videos that you missed yesterday because of our technical problems. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, it's half term next Monday and it's the bank holiday as well, so we won't be on next Monday. And then the Monday after that, we won't be on either. So we are back on the 14th of June. The 14th of June, Monday the 14th of June, live at 5 o'clock on YouTube. We would love to see you there. And we're looking forward to seeing you already. We're going to miss you, but have a great half term. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy playing with your friends in the street. And I hope you have some fun. And we'll see you on the 14th of June. So see you later. Bye.